I am all ears. The Ghost Fancast.
Hello, welcome to the I'm All Ears podcast with me, Alva. Today I'm joined by Alana and Katie. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Today we're going to be deep diving into the world of ghost music videos. Now, guys, I have a controversial opinion that I wish to share with the class, and I'm going to get slaughtered for this. But you got to hear me out. So, in my opinion, just putting that out there, my opinion, with the exception of the Rats music video, I think, and maybe Spillways, in my opinion, can't stress that enough. And bear in mind, there is a reason, I believe, for this.
Mm.
I think that the music video game that Ghost are playing at is a little bit weak.
I'd agree.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I can actually agree. Like, there could be more. There could be more music videos. There
It
could
could be
be
better quality.
more better music video.
Yeah. And hear me out. Toby, if you're listening to this, babes, I love you, but hear me out. It's not that they're bad. It's just I know compared to a lot of other bands, there's a
Yeah.
lot more. But I understand that I feel like Tobias has said many times that there's so many ideas that he has that they would just be like 1% of what he had in mind. And I feel like he would just rather not do them at all.
Yeah.
Also, as well, like he has said loads of times that he sees himself as a touring musician. That's his job, you
Mm.
know. So all of
Yeah.
his kind of creative efforts, I feel like, would go into the stage show and the
And
costumes for the
funds.
stage show,
Mm.
and like for the lighting and the pyrotechnics and the flames, and so like there's not a lot of money really left over for the music video aspect of it, which is why a lot of the music videos
Yeah.
tend to seem a bit on the lower budget end, you
Mm.
know.
And I'm okay with that. I think I'd rather get
Yeah.
good live shows.
No, I was just gonna say, it's like if you look at bands like I said, like yeah, if you look at bands like Ice Nine Kills, like their music videos are insane, so high
Mm.
quality. Like they have like gore, like really good high quality gore and all in their videos, and they've got like CGI, and they have huge storylines and stuff. But then when you look at their stage show, it's a lot smaller. Like they are on smaller stages. Like they have some costumes, for songs like All American Psycho or whatever, and and like they have like the fake head and all. But like they don't have a really big stage shows. And then you have like, I don't like talking about him because he's a fucking dickhead. But Fallen in Reverse, his music videos are just like, again, there's a big production in them. There's like huge CGI effects and all in them. Like basically, it looks like Justice League levels or the Flash level of fucking CGI. But then his stage show is him standing on stage with a screen behind him and some pyrotechnics.
Usually of TikTok minors that he's trying to fight with.
Even with
Enough of
yeah, we're not talking about him.
yeah, I could slander him for weeks, but we're here
Um,
to talk about a slightly less problematic person.
by slightly less, we mean like extremely less, and some it's just like
Extremely less. Angel sent from heaven.
yes, people writing fan fiction about him.
Yeah, so I think like it's not that they're bad, it's just like I think because the way Tobe is such an amazing visionary, you almost can see that he's not reaching his full potential, and you're just like, "Oh, just someone give this man like Ariana Grande's budget and
Loma
let him
Vista,
loose."
they're your biggest money ticket.
Yeah.
Give him money.
Please.
For the
'Cause
love of God. Like they clearly have the money there. They can pump, like we'll talk about it later on, but they clearly have the money there when they can pump it into like releasing 4 or 5 videos for one song. Again, not the greatest quality, but like they pick really weird places to put the money in for Ghost, and I'm like, Ghost makes you so much money. Give them
yeah.
more money to make better videos.
Also, I mean, there's a whole wider topic that we could probably get into, which I'm sure we'll probably get into later. But there's that whole, at least in the UK, like so many of the rock music video channels are closing down, and it's like
Yeah.
how we consume music videos is so different nowadays. With, I think most people probably watch them on YouTube, and I mean, even as a big music fan myself, I don't find myself watching that many music videos on YouTube these days. I used to sit for hours watching like Kerrang and Scuzz and things like that, but not. Yeah, I don't really do. So I'm wondering if that has any effect. But
I think it's
again,
also as well, he won't like he said I think he said a few times where he's usually on tour and he doesn't want to stop the tour to make a music video.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's like, you know how you can combat that? Make all the videos before you go on tour.
yeah. I'm wondering whether, like, because you know how the Spillways video has the actual members in, and that was done during. Again, I'll get onto Spillways in more depth later, but like that was done with all the actual touring members because they were on tour. They were in Stockholm. It's like, right, we have like 2 days. We can do this. Go.
Yeah.
Um, obviously, where everyone's scattered across the world, that probably makes it a bit harder. But you could do it the old-fashioned way, like you used to in the good old days.
One
And
person.
one person just standing. And speaking of the good old days with one person, should we bring up?
Yeah.
Arguably, it's not the first music video in theory because it's not a full video, but
It's
there's
a promo
a
video.
there's a promo video for Ritual, and this is how old it is because Primo's still got both white eyes.
Yep.
And
2017.
Mhm.
who was the director? Sorry, Alana, you have that?
From what I can gather from the Vimeo page, it was Art Magos, Magos, Art Magos, and they only have 2 videos, which was that one, and then the other one, which was Simon's band, and it looks like just like a little live recording video.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's. I love that video. I use it all the time in TikToks because it's like the best quality footage of Primo that I
It
have.
really is. Yeah.
You know, he looks extra melty. It's perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, it's only a short one. It's like it starts not even with video because it starts with that first ever promo picture of them against that blue sort of backdrop that they
Yeah.
put on MySpace. And then it kind of cuts to Primo and he's there with his big old white eyes and his fucking basset hound looking ass face.
And he's doing the prayer bit.
And then it's just a close up of you can tell it's Tobias. I'm sorry if we're unhinged here. We've studied his hands a lot. You can tell it's Tobias playing the guitar and playing the drums, but it's just the close ups of the hands playing the riff on the instrument before it fades out.
It's actually kind of funny though because somebody pointed out. I remember on Twitter saying you could line up 40 people in a room all dressed as Papa, and Ghost fans could pick him out because of his ears.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's him. I know it's him.
I know them hairs. I know those hams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just made me laugh how he's off screen. I'm like, yeah, that's Tobias. But like we've gone into many arguments about Tobe and how he put in a lot of effort
Yeah.
in to Ghost just by himself, just doing everything. And this is a classic
Yeah.
case of that.
Yeah. Like it's just because it opens at the back of Primo's head, and then you see 2 ghouls standing on either side. But that's probably just the same person doubled.
Yeah,
You know, like it's probably just him in the ghoul costume doubled
green
because
screened.
yeah, like it's and then he's doing the drum bit, the guitar, and the bass. I don't know if you can see the keyboards, but I know you can see those 2 instruments. You know, it just shows you like from day one he's like, I can do it.
I could do it all.
Me.
But the first proper music video we really got was Secular Haze, and it's very. I don't know the Swedish equivalent, but it's giving Top of the Pops.
It's actually based on like 1960s, I think, because I mentioned it in when we did the episode on
Fest.
yeah. Hang on, I need to okay. Going through my notes quickly. Yeah, here it is. Here, Secular Haze could have been a homage to the music of the 60s, aside from being an organ-driven track. The official video cements this by taking cue from the Doors' legendary performance of "Light My Fire" on the Ed Sullivan Show. So yeah,
Oh.
it's a reference to the Doors' Ed Sullivan Show performance
Funny,
in the 60s.
I think I may have seen that when I was in Italy. We had like there was a random channel that just played rock music, and I think I saw that on there actually.
Yeah, so that's kind of what it's based on. It's kind of
I
based
can
on
see that.
those 60s kind of, like, and now you've got the musical styling. Like, like a good example again is the Nirvana music video.
Oh yeah, the lithium one.
Yeah.
Nirvana.
Yeah, the musical stylings of Nirvana, woo!
Yeah.
It's like that, except they don't have an audience or a host.
Ah yeah.
So yeah, I love that Secular Haze video because I love this. I feel like Secondo, sorry, it looks just so cool in that kind of overlighting. With the shadows hitting the mask and stuff. It looks really cool. But you just have all the ghouls just kind of swaying about there,
Okay, it's filmed like to be nostalgic, like you say. Like it's almost got that. I don't think they've used this specific effect, but I'm gonna discuss it anyway, just because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
If you've watched season 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race, uh, there used to be a and it's not just in Drag Race. They used to do it a lot in films. I don't think it's particularly used here, to be honest, but it reminds me. But I'm just going to talk about it anyway because I want to. They used to put Vaseline on the lenses to give it like this like blurred kind of
Mm.
I think
nostalgic look. And it's kind of got that look, but I think it's more that it's just filmed on like a really old camera.
if I remember
Innocent.
correctly,
Yeah.
again, I could be talking up my ass. I think he said that it was actually filmed on a film camera.
Oh, like a 35 mil.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could probably see that.
you're getting a live video, a live podcast of me researching.
Yeah.
See if I'm talking up my ass or not. Um,
It could be. I mean, it's very because usually you get a little flicker of grain, and they've managed to not. Must have been a very good film camera. They've not
yeah,
got any grain, but kudos. But yeah, it's very nostalgic looking.
yeah.
But
I think it's great. Like it's again, it's very simple. But it kind of works, and also at the time, they didn't have a budget.
this podcast is going to be like. So we started off saying, yeah, the music videos are kind of weak, but then everyone, I love this.
Like, when I say it's
I
weak,
hate
I mean like when I say it's weak, I don't mean weak and like I hate all the videos because I don't hate all the videos. I have opinions on the videos.
Yeah,
But like
Yeah.
because when I first got into Ghost, the music videos were kind of where I started.
yeah,
And so like I went through them all in a weird order, like because I watched the chapters and everything in a weird order. But like I have like things that I love about each video, but I know there could be more for that video.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like that would have been really great if he had done like the full, like again, like the Nirvana thing, about having a host saying, these clean cut
now.
boys from Lynn Chopin, like the musical stylings of Ghost, and an audience of people clapping or whatever,
Yeah. It's giving me that reminded me of, a lot of those Beatles performances when it was still like the Fab Four,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
baby, like that type of thing. And it's just girls
Yeah.
screaming through the whole thing. Should have had that screaming at
Where are the
Papa.
girls screaming for Papa?
No, I did get that. He'll get that eventually whenever he realizes that women want to fuck old men. I do. It is a very straight man thing to make all these old men and be like nobody like yes they're supposed to be like because obviously with Primo you have the whole thing about him having a big dick and all this here, but it was mostly just to kind of be like slightly shocking and horny, and then
Yeah.
as he's playing the
Yeah.
shows he's realizing actually people would fuck this. There's so many people who like smash on Primo, and I'm like,
Yeah.
my mom would die if he had a hard on, like.
One sip of some fizzy Fanta and that man's gone.
A light breeze. Well, hello, Primo.
when the pharmaceutical commercials say, well, and y'all don't. This is not an experience y'all have. But when the pharmaceutical commercials say, make sure your heart is healthy enough for sexual activity, they're talking about Primo.
No, I have unfortunately experienced that in my short stint to the States, and it blew my mind.
Falling over and I can't get up.
So then we move on to the infamous, the masterpiece that is Year Zero. Very Omen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very,
that's a
A lot
boy's
of-
omen love coming through.
yeah, and titties.
Yeah, but then he had that comment about like people. He didn't just have them naked for naked's sake.
Yeah,
Like there was a reason for the nudity, and also as well, all of them are adult women.
yeah,
Yeah.
not young teenage girls, and also different body shapes.
Yeah, like
Love
these are
to
all
see it.
adult women. Like he made thank God, because I'm not saying that like the youngest one there is probably maybe in her late 20s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it goes right
one-
up to a woman who's maybe in her
60s.
50s, 60s. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's great.
The I say the one with the long hair who's like probably in her 20s. I've seen her in like some of the promo shots where she's got to sit on his lap with tits out, and I'm like, I'm glad it happened to you, but it should have been me.
It should have been me. I'll do it.
I wonder what like how that conversation went. Where it's like, darling, look, we're shooting a music video. There's going to be titties. I'm sorry.
It's the nature of horror
Rock and
music video.
It could be a lot worse. I've seen a lot of bands do a lot worse,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and their wives and girlfriends are just gonna be like, okay.
That whole video is just so interesting because then whenever they sit down for the meal after Secondo leaves, and
Yeah,
it's all raw meat and stuff like that. There,
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that shot of him come. Sorry, I interrupted you. I didn't mean to.
Sorry.
But the shot of him coming in and he's sitting down in the chair,
Yeah,
and he kind of puts his hands out like out there for them, and they're just all like fawning around him. It's like, same. I'm 100%.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
Papa Chair is like my second favorite Papa. I fully get it.
it's also how he chose to go in like as Mr. Worldwide with no makeup.
Mhm.
That was a good choice because it probably shocked, especially casual fans who probably
Yeah.
hadn't kept up with like. I know he did like some meet and greets, and then there was that performance in Australia where he was like Mr. Worldwide. But if you like, probably the casual fan was like, "Wait, where's Papa without no makeup on?" Like,
Who
Why
is
is he
this
naked?
guy?
quite literally, why is he naked?
Yeah.
But it was also kind of cool, when they afterwards they get dressed into the ghoul get up, and it kind of implies that the ghouls could be female.
Yes,
Mhm.
I love that.
Love it.
Yeah. Again, it's a video that has great ideas that isn't executed as probably as well as even he would want.
Mm.
Also, I think it's kind of like I always think it's really funny, especially when new fans become fans. They're always like, "Have you seen the uncensored Year Zero video?" Like they have to tell other fans, "Have you seen it?" Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I don't think the Dick's devices.
No, there's a really weird like if you slow it down as the cloak lifts, it does a really weird jolt cut.
Yeah, I think it's Martin. Just from what I've gathered from
Oh god.
Innuendo, I think it's Martin.
I thought it was Ric- what's his name?
No idea.
I heard someone named them, but I'll have to. I don't have that fact checked right now. But either way, it's not.
It's not
Toby.
Tobias. I think the reason it wasn't Tobias that did it was because I don't think he wanted to traumatize his children.
Yeah, no.
I'm not putting that on the internet because my kids might see that. It's yeah, but it's definitely the video definitely has homages to The Omen and stuff like that there, and then it's just I just think it's like again it's very like it's the whole like they didn't have a lot of money to do probably what he wanted to do.
Mm.
I know he said he wanted to do a body and blood video as well for that era, but which would have been very gory and stuff, but they wouldn't let him do it because of the money. And I'm like, oh, you bastards!
Wasn't there one for Elizabeth as well? Again, that was going to be very gory.
I'm like,
We were
guess
robbed.
what's fun.
We have been so robbed.
I need that man to make I need somebody to give him the money to make a full horror music video. Like,
Yeah.
At least once, just one time, make one full horror music video. The most blood we've seen is in the Dance Macabre video and the Spillways video when the girl's crying. That's it. Like in general, there's probably a whole lot of like actual deep meaning into these videos,
Mm.
But like I said, it's like if you've watched The Omen, you can kind of gather that the kid's supposed to be like,
The Antichrist.
the Antichrist because this mom's obsessed with the Omen series.
So then next up, we've got a live music video for Monsters Clock. This is one I'd have loved to see an actual music video for.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
complete
Yeah.
R-rated.
Horny
Probably
as
ended up
fuck.
on Pornhub
Yeah.
music video. The
I-
potential.
I do like the Monsters Clock video because it has the fan bit at the beginning where they're like talking in a confessional.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, "This is the first time I've seen, bless me, Papa, for I've sinned. This is the first time I've ever seen Ghost live." And you also get those like you get those real Dario Argento vibes from that video from the lighting that they had at the time.
Yeah.
With very big block colors of green and red and stuff like that there. And again, Papa 2 looks so cool, and even the ghouls look really cool. Like.
Mm.
It's also directed by Rob Semmer. Semmer. I also forgot to say that the Secular Haze in Year Zero was directed by Amin Chamden. I'm sorry if I said the name wrong. I'm terrible at saying names.
It's fine.
But yeah, Monsters Clock deserved a video, a proper video.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very iconic. It's like I think it's one of their most iconic songs.
Exactly.
Like especially with the kind of the chats and stuff he used to have as Turzo, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
While we're on the topic, actually, maybe as we go along, what songs from each album, like, we'll since we're on Infest System, and we'll just back up a bit onto
Yeah.
Opus as well. So, what songs do you think should have got a music video from Opus and Infest?
Elizabeth 100%.
I wanted a
Yeah.
full one for Ritual.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yes, yes, yes.
And then for Infest, like I said, yeah, Monsters Clock. And I think Goulet could have had a good. There's some
Yeah.
ideas because you've got the sort of slower bits and then the faster bits. I think that could have made an interesting music video. Like I almost see like, when like the taxis are going really fast in a city, just on the bit where it starts going dun 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 dun. Dun.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's just because I'm thinking of Propaganda because I think that's what happened.
Body and Blood again definitely deserved its gory video too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gigolo Harmageddon would have been a very interesting one to see what he'd do for a video for that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, personally, I'm like, yeah, just do a music video for every song. Go banana.
Oh
Do
yeah. No,
Beyonce Lemonade and make a visual album where you make
please.
like a movie
Mm,
like thing like that for every song. You know? That would be amazing. That would take fucking forever to do.
Yeah. I'm willing to
But-
fund it.
Yeah. I will give you 10 British pounds to help your efforts. No,
$1.
if you have ghosts, it would have been nice to have a video for.
Oh, even a fan video for that would have been nice.
Yeah.
mm.
Just like a one celebrating the fans would have been stunning.
But I think the reason we didn't get like a fan video for that is because I think whenever it was released, he didn't release it in the sense of he didn't think at the time, because like I remember watching an interview where the interviewer was saying like, "Oh, did you release that?" Because like people will say, you know, if you have Ghost, you have everything. And he said when I originally recorded it, it was just because of the title and stuff, and he really liked the song. So there was no in his mind, it never really crossed his mind that fans would take it as kind of like
Like a reassuring Manta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it must have been very surprising to him when it did happen. If that makes like it must have been like, oh, like
Mm.
it never occurred to him that people would take that if you have Ghost, you have everything. Like
It definitely hits different now.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have loved to have seen actually. I know it's like very on the nose and very obvious, but like a music video for I'm a Marionette where they had little actual puppets.
Yeah. You could have had like a little like paper kind of style marionette video, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
like it's like a stop motion paper. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it's like a cut
Yeah.
out paper characters
Yeah.
marionette, and that would have been kind of cool.
I was thinking bye bye bye. In sync.
Plastic Papa with like the ramen hair.
Oh, anyway.
It's Lego figures, and his hair pops off like a little Lego cap.
Or like
You know?
Punch and Judy style.
Oh, that would be funny. Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to get like a Punch and Judy version of like. Can they sell those, please? Like, make some Punch and Judy. Fuck the plushies. As much as I love them, I want puppets.
That's. I feel like the first two eras never really got the kind of visual kind of hooks. I feel like because obviously they didn't have a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So they didn't have the money to make the videos. So I feel like Opus and Infesticism, they just like the kind of visuals that could have been there were so underutilized, and it's not their fault. Like I said, it happens with like a lot of artists in their first. Like it's a bit easier now, whenever you think about like making music videos and stuff, because phones are so good that you can
Yeah.
almost record music videos on your like on an iPhone.
Yeah.
And like you can get editing
Yeah.
software and everything on your computer. Because like I saw a girl made a cyberpunk music video for her band, and it's all made in Blender and stuff. She made it all herself. You know, and
Yeah.
it looks like it's almost on the same kind of quality level of like the Falling in Reverse videos, but she did it all at home herself.
Mm.
You know, so like that kind of like there's such a big gap between like 2010 releases of music and like 2020 era music. It's sad that you didn't have the kind of stuff that that's easily accessible now.
Yeah.
Pardon me, for like the early eras.
Yeah.
But yeah, underutilized is my last word on festism.
It'd be nice if you could do sort of like a legacy series in maybe a few years' time, and like,
Mm.
because I know, like, from a promotional point of view, it doesn't always make sense to go and make music videos for old songs, even though Mariana Cross kind of had to happen, but that's
Mm.
because of reasons.
Cough,
um,
cough, cough.
yeah, but it would be nice, like, say, like, maybe in like another 10 years' time, we can
Yeah,
revisit, like, for like a 20. Wait, are they already coming up to 20 years? No, he's not.
no.
So maybe in like 2030 for a 20th anniversary, something like that.
No, they could do
Um,
like kind of what Pink Floyd did recently, where they
hmm.
had like fans submit animated videos. Please
Oh
don't
my
submit
god!
any AI ones.
Do you know? I promise I have a point. You
Yeah.
know that video where someone reached out to a bunch of, like, was it like 200 animators, and they redid Shrek?
Yes.
Can everyone do that, please? And do like, can we do like a redo of like any music video, or like a complete new one, and we all just like collaborate on it? And
That'd be
but
so
it's like,
funny.
but it's all like low budget sellotape figures and things like that. I'm begging.
It's like that animated like somebody did that with the steamed hams clip from The
Yes,
Simpsons as
I love
well.
that.
Yeah.
Right, and then we move on to, this is where shit gets a bit weird, because we move on to the Meliora era, and the first sort of music video is Cerise, but the thing that's weird is the kid. Because if you've not seen it, it's basically, I don't know how to describe it. It's
It's
just like,
Choose makeup for Turzo's era.
well, this is what I was getting at, and with the Puppet 2 staff. But
Yeah, but if you actually look at a lot of Meliora's artwork, it's all Papa Chu.
yeah,
I
like
think I think he didn't have Turzo's look down by the time they were actually getting to the visual side. He still didn't
yeah,
have Turzo's kind of look down. So I wouldn't be surprised if you even got to the point where, like, if you were getting into Papa 5, you'd be like, that looks a lot like Copia. It's like, I'm still making it up. Give me a chance, you know?
yeah, true, true. Um, but yeah, it's kind of like this kid almost goes to like a recital type thing. This little
Mhm.
girl, and the little band that's on stage is like a little mini ghost, and I
It's
say mini as in
so fucking
children.
cute.
But it's, and then he kind of reaches out and takes this girl to
It's
kind
it's
of.
a, it's a reference to Carrie.
I was gonna say it's probably a reference that I've not
Yeah,
seen.
it's Carrie. It's the movie Carrie because whenever she kind of locks them in, whenever
Mm.
she kind of puts her hands up, she locks them in. It's a reference to the end, kind of one of the end scenes of Carrie. Whenever she gets the pig blood dumped on her, she kind of locks the doors of uh the gym where they're having the prom and
Mm.
like kills them all with her mind powers. So it's a reference to Carrie. So it
Fucking
is.
nerd.
Yeah.
Not you, him.
No, I'm also a nerd. No, I get it. I think it's a great video. It is one of my favorites because it's solid. It's also as well. I think there's a bit of an Addams Family reference to the parents getting up and clapping after this
Mm.
whole entire chaos happens.
Yeah.
And if you remember, like in the first Addams Family movie, whenever um Wednesday and Pugsley are on stage and they're doing like Shakespeare or something, and they have
Yeah.
all the blood gushing out of them, and then Gomez and Morticia all stand up clapping at the end. Everybody else is just covered in blood. So there's a bit of an Addams Family thing in there. I really love that video. The kids are so cute, and that wee kid that's playing Papa is just giving it 110%. He is really like having a great time.
Yeah.
He's so fucking cute.
Love that for him. I think that Cerise, if I remember correctly, it was weird because when my friend showed me Ghost in like 2018, or at least was showing me the music videos, I think I remember them showing me this, Rats, and Square Hammer, and I can't remember what order, but I feel like this may have been the first.
Yeah.
So yay,
It's
Elvis
great
I think it was
video.
intro.
actually I think it was actually my first music video as well.
I think it was
Because
Cammy's as
like
well, if I remember her saying. Sorry, Kate, I cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. Because I went to see Ghost live, and that was the first time that I even like knew about Ghost ever. Because one of my friends invited me. So then I
Mm.
was like, okay, I really liked this. I have to go look up their music, and so I was just like Googling lyrics that I could remember because like nobody was like, oh hey, this is Cerise. Like
Yeah.
when we were, because I was like Googling lyrics. I was like, okay, here's this song. Oh, okay, this is really fun. I like
Mm.
this band. This is a fun visual.
But yeah, Cerise is a great video. It's directed by Robert Stober. Again, sorry if Robo Shobo
Robo
is his
Shobo.
his other name, and I think it's amazing. That 100% the greatest acronym for your
Pseudonym.
own name. Yeah,
Oh,
pseudonym for your own name. It's great. It's 100% love it because I read that. It's really like that's amazing.
love it. And then the next video we get is From the Pinnacle to the Pit. I know you've got probably a lot to say on this because you really like the
I
movie Madam Satan.
fucking love that video. That video is the reason why I love Madam Satan because I seen that video. I was like, what movie is this? That he's taking these clips from. And then Madam Satan is insane. Like if
Yeah.
you ever get a chance to watch it, like to anybody who's listening, watch it at least once if you're a fan of Ghost because it's I'm looking at that, it's like that's right up his alley.
Yeah, it's so camp.
It's so camp. It's just on the cusp of the Hays Code. And the Hays
Yeah.
Code is such an interesting kind of thing because, like, in America, because it wasn't anywhere else. Like, Europe didn't really cave into the Hays Code. But in America, they did this thing where they were like indecency in Hollywood. Like, that dress he was
Yeah.
wearing, that dress with this kind of sheer cut down the center of it, would never have got past the Hays Code.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
absolutely not.
Beautiful dress, and like just the kind of how camp and like the fact that like clear kind of like obviously Satan type thing and her being viewed as like everybody like I want to dance with Satan and all this, like
Yeah.
that would never have got through. There
No,
was so many rules that came in with the Hays Code. Like if there was couples in bed, one of the couples had to have their feet on the floor.
Yeah.
Kisses and all. But what's really amazing though as well. I'm sorry going off a tangent, but I have to talk about this half a second. If you look at movies made during the Hays Code, they are some of the most sexually charged, horny movies made during that time.
Oh, absolutely.
They're kissing in it because they couldn't, put your lips together and blow and all that, like all that kind of stuff came out at that time because they couldn't outwardly be doing all this stuff. They had to find loads of innuendos, and they're so horny.
They are so horny. Like, To Catch a Thief was made still during the Hays Code, and like the whole fireworks scene and everything. Like we know what they're doing,
Yeah,
but they couldn't show it.
so great. Like honestly, like whenever I hear people saying they don't like old Hollywood or whatever because it's black and white and all this, I was like, no, you're missing a beautiful chunk of cinema, especially American cinema in like 1930s. I think it lasted for like 10 years or so.
The Code.
Yeah, the Code lasted for like 10 years. Like it was because you couldn't say anything bad about the church or anything in the cinemas, in the films, and anything. Like it was like there's a big, huge list of things. Like you couldn't have mixed race relations on screen. You couldn't have gay relations on screen. You couldn't have again, like I said, couples in bed. One person had to have their feet on the floor. You couldn't have like there was like there's a lack of a lot of kind of like witchy movies because they didn't want like kind of like promoting Satanism, but also at that time a movie came out called Madame Dracula where she's a lesbian.
Oh, okay.
Like that's where you kind of start getting the lesbian villains and like the gay villains because obviously they're supposed to be bad, so that's when all villains became gay.
Oh.
And they're all fabulous and they're all amazing,
But before that, Hollywood was so gay. Like there were like movies about women in prison and like falling in love and like all kinds of stuff.
The original
Hays Code.
the original Frankenstein movie was directed by a gay man, and the entire cast were all gay men except for obviously Boris Karloff, who played Frankenstein. He wasn't gay, but the guy that played Frankenstein, he was gay. The Igor was gay. And then whenever you get into Bride of Frankenstein, it's very, again, massively camp. And it's I'm sorry if I'm going off topic a little bit, but it's just I just am so fascinated with that era of cinema, and I love the fact that he picked a movie that's literally just on the edge of the Hays Code for the From the
Yeah.
Pinnacle to the Pit
Yeah.
video. And I'm like, oh, because I had never heard of Madam Satan before I got into Ghost, and I'm so glad that I've went and looked it up because it's literally one of my favorite films that I ever. I love it so
Oh.
much because like up until a point in the movie, it's like a regular run of the mill romance comedy musical kind of
Mm.
thing about a guy cheating on his wife and her finding out, and then you get into the blimp when they're having like a costume party, and it
Yeah.
goes insane.
It's trippy as fuck.
Yeah, they have a whole thing about like the power of electricity again, which is used in the Pinnacle and the Pit video. You know, like they have like the electric god type thing with all these kind of scantily clad men, round and women all dancing around him and stuff like that there. And then they have like a bidding war for who's gonna like dance with these girls, and they all
Yeah.
represent different things. And then Madam Satan comes in, and people are literally going, "I want to dance with Satan," and all this here, you know.
People
I
were
love the way,
clutching their pearls back then.
yeah, but I love the way he kind of rejiggered it for the video. Getting back on topic, I like the way he rejiggered it. Sort of just, I like the way he rejiggered the clips into the video to be like she's like the head of this secret society.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I
so
also
cool.
I also love I think it was Doomer Zoomer on YouTube when they did their unhelpful guide to Ghost video, and they said that it was just like Tobias's excuse to be in a German expressionist film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
basically.
there's kind of like that whole. I've not actually seen it. It's on my to-do list. Is it like? Doesn't it somewhat reference Metropolis as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that.
It's and also as well I rewatched the video recently, and like I know a lot of people, like I know it's very heavily Freemason kind of thing, you know, like secret
Mm.
clubs and you know show them the light and all this here. But I kind of like took it as like, him not liking those kind of groups, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Because like obviously it goes again with Square Hammer, which we'll talk about in a wee bit, but you know, like you know, mysterious figure wrestles electricity from the oligarchs, you know, kind of thing.
Mm.
Painting Papa 3 as this kind of hero almost for like for the people, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, as well, first time you actually get to see Papa 3 really in a video properly. You know, when he sits up. I love that shot of him sitting up. Also,
got-
Super Papa, he flies.
Yeah. It's in that era where he's kind of got the greasy face as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Rather than the
early kind
blocked.
of.
I love the shot at the very end, that kind of weird spherical 360 thing.
Yes, it's so cool. Like those two videos, Square Hammer and from the Pinnacle of the Pit, are like the vision is just so clear in it. You know,
Yeah.
like the that's why Square Hammer is like I feel as well is so held up because not only is it like such a great song, but the video as well goes really well with it. You know, because like they have such strong visual kind of identities to them. Because like you look at them and that's Ghost. You know,
Mm.
like you wouldn't mistake them for anybody else's music videos.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I-
it's I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's directed by Zev Deans.
Cool.
Add that in
Um,
there.
I'd quite like to move on to Square Hammer just because there's
Yeah.
so much to talk about. Because also like tying in with From the Pinnacle to the Pit, there is a lot of reuse here,
Mm.
which again I can understand with budgetary and stuff, but it is also it's still fucking clever because I've seen a few behind the scenes videos and it is all mostly just like green screened. And it
Yeah.
makes me laugh that like the fucking venue for this like movie theater is the old Odeon in I think it's Glasgow. And I'm like, why this place in Glasgow? I wanted to go. I think you can still visit it, but it's not open.
Yeah.
But you can actually go if you're in Scotland. Go in. I'll try and find what it's called, and I'll put a link to it in the description. But you can go visit it. It's on my bucket list to do. I don't think they actually went there. I think they just sort of in the green screened it in. But still, I'd love to go see that. But the reason I wanted to like push on to this is because this is the music video where it's like we get our first incident really, unless there's just loads we've kind of glossed over without realizing, where there's like a hint of the future
Mm.
with
Mhm.
the red little cardinal that pops up on the movie screen at one point. And also,
Yeah.
someone pointed out that the guy that kind of leads Papa down into like the sort of dungeon type thing looks very suspiciously like a young cardinal.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
because of the black suit and the gloves and everything.
Yeah, and just how his like sideburns and profile look and stuff as well,
Yeah.
which I find interesting. But I also
Um,
want to set like a few things straight. Apparently, a few people think that there's a woman in there that is meant to be Bull Forge. It ain't, besties. It ain't. But
no.
also even Tobias is barely in that video as far as I'm aware. It's a guy called and he's in the he is video as well. It's called wait, let me get it.
And he's
His
also in the Dance
name's
Macabre video.
yeah, his name's Brendan McGowan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he plays Papa and the other guy, I believe. They also credit him on the actual movie theater thing in the music video as well, which is kind of cool. But yeah, no, I love Squarehammer. I do love the reuse of some, especially that bit just before he gets to the final chorus, where just before like when Tozo kind of rises up, and for a
Mm.
split second he looks like the dildo, and then
Yes!
and then he spreads his arm and all the bats fly out. I
It's
fucking love
so
that.
funny.
That
When
is
he's like
such a
silhouetted
cool
on the
thing.
moon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Also, as
I
well, I think a lot of that video was filmed inside like a hotel room
yeah,
with
just with
green
the green
screen.
screen. Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think it's amazing. Also has one of my favorite Turzo moments whenever he gets up to get out of the seats and then he like acts like there's not a lot of space in front of him
yeah.
and then runs
It's
out
a
and then
whole
the ghouls get up and then just run out normally. Literally it's so funny. Like it's so funny. And then also whenever all the bats are flying around, he like smooths his hair out at one point.
yeah.
He's gone,
Oh.
and then moves his hair like, hang on. And then he's fixing his hair. There's so many little like subtle things in the video that are so funny.
Yeah.
Also, as well, I
Yeah.
love the white contact lens they have in because it's the only time that he has a white contact lens that has a black rim around it.
I've not noticed that. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, because
That's
it's
so
a big.
cool.
It's to keep the eye. It's to help the contact lens stand out in the eye because obviously they're going very high contrast, black,
Yes.
black and white, green. So they want the contact to stand out. So if you look at his contact, it's got like a black ring around it to kind of help stand
Yeah.
out.
Oh, okay. I've not noticed that.
Also, again, Brendan McGowan is like also the guy being led into the crypt.
Yes.
So again, one man show.
He's doing all the work
He's
here.
everywhere.
It's great.
But
Like it's
yeah,
such a beautiful video.
it's so good. And like all the humor in it is like very Charlie Chaplin. Like it fits with the theme of the era, like the styling.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because
Uh,
Meliora was like the 20s type thing.
yeah.
But also Turzo just kind of got on like Charlie Chaplin on stage. Almost. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of that famous Charlie Chaplin thing where they was it Charlie Chaplin where he's standing outside and the front of a building falls
No,
onto him,
that's
but
Oh, that's Buster Keaton.
yeah, Buster
oh
Keaton.
I thought Charlie Chaplin did it as well.
No.
Ignore me then.
No, it still works because Buster Keaton is the same kind of like him and Buster Keaton
Yeah.
had very similar styles. They weren't exactly the same because like
Mm,
obviously like Charlie Chaplin had the hobo kind of image.
yeah.
I love Buster Keaton. Buster Keaton stuff's amazing. Like he would get hurt and then just like add another clip into the movie because there's
Yeah.
there's one of the most iconic ones for Buster Keaton. Again, sorry, off topic, but he's like supposed to jump from one building to another, right? And he
Yeah.
jumps from one
Yeah.
building to another, but he hits the ledge of the building and then falls down, and he fell down into these boxes.
Yeah.
And he really hurt himself, but then he went, actually, do you know what would be really funny? If we add a clip in here of me falling through the roof of a fire station. And they literally made a whole clip and added it into the movie of him falling through the roof of a fire station into the, like, in front of these firemen, and he just kind of gets up and runs out, And he used to do mad things, like there's one where the train's slowly moving on the train track, and he's like using a piece of wood to get another piece of wood off the track, and he literally has like one go at this. If he doesn't get it, he's gonna hit this piece of wood and probably
Yeah.
crash the fucking train. Like insane. They were insane. I love that. I kind of always felt like I didn't have any real strong feelings towards Meliora, but like the more I researched and stuff, it's like actually I have many strong feelings towards Meliora because I love that era of cinema and stuff and music and
Yeah.
things. And so like, and he's really leaning heavily into it. So it's great.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really good. I really like that about Meliora and the Meliora era. And I love that like it's the first time you can see he got some money. He got to spend it
Mhm.
on doing what he actually wanted to do, and so it came out good.
It's only going upwards from here, lads.
And then it goes back down again whenever we get to Call Me Little Sunshine.
Oh yeah, we'll
But
get onto that.
I have opinions on that video, but we'll get when we get there. I'll
Uh,
get them. But like
yeah, I have
I'll hold
things
that.
to say.
So then we move on to He Is, and this is one of the most beloved music videos I think in the fandom.
mhm.
I think it's one of the most sort of well done, just in
It-
terms of like the location and everything.
yeah.
It's an actual location.
Yeah.
There's that great behind the scenes clip.
The Come On
of
Eileen one.
yeah, it starts down the aisle. Come on,
Come on,
Eileen.
Eileen.
It's great. I think again this is another music video that has Brendan McGowan in it, and
Yeah.
Tobe's in it too. Like he's in it as well. I think a lot of the close up shots of whenever he's like saving people, I
Yeah.
think were him. And then the opening parts are him. He's in a pair of jeans in the behind the scenes.
I was gonna say that if you can find it, there's this picture where he's like literally like in that white suit, from waist up, and then you can see these like grey skinny jeans, and you're like, yep, that's Tobe. But yeah, a lot of people love that outfit on Tozo as well, that white suit.
Yeah. There's actually
then-
another behind the scenes photo from that video, and I cannot re-find it to save myself. It's of Brandon McGowan behind the scenes. He's eating lunch and he has the mask off, but they've actually had to like build his face up with like paper mache almost, so his head fits
Oh!
inside the mask.
Yes, I've seen it. I wouldn't know where to find it. But did
Yeah. I think he posted it, but I can't find it again. I don't know where it's gone. Like I remember seeing it on his page of some kind, but
I feel like I remember a blog posting it that was doing an interview with him. And
yeah,
also something that Fo maybe put up as well.
yeah. But it's really interesting just to see like it's like wow, Tobias does have a massive head.
Yeah, it's not
I
just
say
Papa.
lovingly.
Affectionate.
It's not
Affectionately.
just Topia.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of people like again, it's another sexually charged music video because there's
Mhm.
that bit where like the girl's taking communion and she's kind of got her mouth open and looking up and it's just obviously resembling
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
blowjob.
fact whenever they're getting christened or
Baptized.
whatever,
Baptized.
it's just titties.
Yeah.
It's like wow, I believe in whatever this man is selling me. Titties.
Again, when's my turn?
Yeah, that's also Brandon McGowan because I know a lot of people always go, "Wow, look at his arms." It's like that's Brandon McGowan. That's not Tobias. I like the pink shirt also.
Yeah. We love a man in pink.
There's also a very quick shot of a person, and I can't find the name of him to save myself, and it's annoying me. There's a quick shot of basically like he was like an evangelical kind of super church kind of leader. Really quick and you'll miss it kind of shot. He used to make jackets for celebrities and stuff.
Oh, you said
is
this
it,
on our Meliora episode, I
Yeah.
remember, yeah.
Yeah, he
was
made
it
jackets.
Tony Alamo?
I think it is.
Oh.
Yeah, it's man. If you look him up, insane.
Yeah.
Like weapons and everything, transferring children across state lines for sex and stuff like that. There, like it's the whole kind of thing is like super churches. Like Tobias's rightful hatred of the idea of like the mega church in America.
Mm.
Like you
does
see have that shot of the guy pocketing the money from the tithing basket or whatever.
Yeah.
you know? I was just gonna say like it's one of those videos where like surface level. It's like the song itself, surface level. It almost looks like a worship song, like surface level, outside of the fact of Terzo's makeup. Like if he just looked like a normal dude, you would maybe miss the point, But like, and if you look a bit deeper into it, and then look at like like you said, like the sexually charged undertones and like again like pocketing the money and all that there, like you see his kind of comment on the church stuff,
It's quite interesting that like this music video is also slightly comical as well, because there's like three sort of people that Tobe kind of dedicated this song to, and one was I spoke about this a little bit on the actual Melior episode, but just to recap, obviously it started out as first as like a little joke for his wife, like
Mm.
in the type of music that she loved, but then um it was also to do with, I can't remember his name. If you listen to our Melior episode, you'll hear it. It was a guy who was in a Dutch band who sadly committed suicide. It was about him and his passing. And this is one of the few songs, and I have the source, and it's on the top of my head. It's in the Little Pump People interview, where he admits that this is actually one to do with the passing of his brother.
Yes.
Unlike many other songs, which I'll get onto,
Yeah, whenever we get
in
into other topics,
that
other
that
Yeah.
yeah,
relatives.
I need to talk about that. Those if you think it's about his brother, it's probably not. But this one is the few, if not the only, that actually is. And
Yeah,
like I said, if you look at the Little Punk People interview, he actually admits it on that one.
yeah.
Get your facts right.
Get it together.
Get your facts right.
It's one of those things as well. Like I will say that it could like some things like obviously he like a lot of ghost songs have multiple meanings, but
Mm.
until you know hard fact what the meanings of the songs are, do not immediately
Speculate.
say you can speculate, but don't say 100%. Like if you don't have the sources, pack it up. Go like this song is about his time whenever he was in 3rd grade and somebody kicked him into a mud puddle. It's like how the fuck do you know that? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you just
And like
you could say I think this is what the song is about,
Mm.
but I have issues with other videos, but with other songs. But
Anyway, there's that shot that's really cool where like well, it's not really cool, but like again going back to the whole evangelical thing where Tozo takes his sunglasses off and is almost trembling at the guy
yeah,
speaking in tongues. Again, it's very I've, I don't know. I don't know, Alana. Maybe you can back me up on this. I feel
it's
like
kind of like healing, the kind of healer thing.
I don't know if it's just maybe this does happen in the UK, but to me that's such an American thing.
Oh no, it is. Yeah,
I've
it's
no feel
very
like I've ever seen
American.
that happen over here.
Yeah, I actually grew up in a church like that.
Yeah,
So, I know a little bit about it.
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
We don't get a
it
lot of churches in the UK that are like I can heal you with a touch type things because I think British
Mm.
people are going, oh fuck off.
We're very moody and just like we just want to hear that we're going to hell, and that's it.
Yeah, and then
Sorry, Kate. Sorry,
there's
Kate. What was you saying?
that Eddie
uh
is our thing about the Church of England.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, no, it's just like the charismatic evangelical thing is like very very common here.
Mm.
Um and it is like it's portrayed, honestly, in the He Is music video. Like that is not really exaggeration.
Mm.
The only thing he was
Um
missing was showing up in a jet or like a big fancy car or something to the church. Like that's literally all he was missing.
Yeah.
Because that's that creepy guy. What do you call him? That evangelical. Uh, he's still alive, unfortunately. He's saying about God wanted him to buy all those jets and stuff.
I wouldn't know.
oh yeah, I think I
Do you
know
know
who
who
you're
I mean?
talking about. Unfortunately I can't remember his name. I just remember his wife's name.
Yeah,
Tammy Faye Baker.
Oh, let
yeah.
me Google that.
It was, but like, yeah, they got in huge trouble for like collecting all this money from people, being on TV and being televangelists. And oh, if you send me this money, then I will send you this blessing, and God will heal you,
Is it Jim
kind of
Baker?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was literally on TV
Um.
saying that God wanted him to buy jets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like, we have like a whole TV channel here. It's called Trinity Broadcasting Network. And it's one of the very few channels that, like, if you don't have cable or streaming service, that like actually come in on a digital antenna.
Mm.
So like you can't escape it.
Wow.
That's also
But
again like the Jesus He Knows Me video.
Yeah.
yeah, because it's very much like, oh, call this number and we'll pray for you, and if you send us money, we'll send you this blessed red handkerchief.
Insane.
It's so insane.
And it makes me feel sad because the idea of people who genuinely believe that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like it just makes me sad.
Yeah, I think I've said this a few times on different episodes that like growing up in England, despite it like it used to be a very Christian country, like it's the decline has been so. There is just it's more weird to be Christian than it is not to be Christian here. So whenever I've never ever met anyone with any sort of religious trauma until I started got into ghosts and started speaking to mostly, and I'm not saying this I don't mean it's derogatory, but mostly Americans.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah,
it's
no.
it's such a foreign concept over here to have any sort of religious trauma. Like
It's not in Ireland.
well, yeah. And don't get me wrong, it probably does
We're the
exist
root
in
of
England.
it.
In England, it probably does exist on a very small scale, but
Yeah.
it's very uncommon. So to me, it just doesn't register that is even a thing.
Oh yeah. America is riddled with religious trauma.
I think every single person in America has religious trauma, even if they're not aware of it.
Yeah, it's so it wasn't until I became a fan of Ghost and like I said, started meeting people who were dealing with it through Ghost that I was like, that has never even crossed my mind.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, I went to a Church of England school that did have to do prayers and hymns and stuff, but it was so low key that it never affected any of us.
I grew up in a Christian household that had Catholic mentalities.
Mm.
So we had all the Christian stuff along with all the Catholic guilt.
Uh,
So I had like got double punched because my granny was see the reason was my granny was raised Catholic, but my granddad was Protestant, and like if you know anything about Northern Ireland,
oh yeah,
that whole thing. So she kind of moved over to Christianity, but she never really lost the Catholicism. So like she would, honestly, like nightmare. Me and my granny used to argue all the time about religious stuff because of the autism, I used to ask loads of questions. If Adam and Eve are the only two people on planet, like how did Eve have more kids?
Yeah.
Incest. Yeah, and you then suggest incest, and you get told not to come back to the to the Sunday school. You're like, whatever. But yeah, we used to have butt heads all the time about that. Because again, she had the Christian side, and then also hammering home all the kind of Catholic guilt side. We didn't get any of the fun Catholic stuff. Where we got to hang out, talk about the Virgin Mary or whatever. We just got the Catholic guilt part.
Meanwhile, at my independent fundamentalist Baptist church, the pastor straight up said it was incest. But they had so many children, and because they were the first humans, their gene pool was magnified. They had all of the genes, so it was fine.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I can forgive. I can forgive incest, but homophobia.
I can forgive incest, but being gay?
Yeah, that's what
you can forgive incest.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, this is the same guy who would regularly argue with my mom, who's a science teacher and has, actually has knowledge of science. But he thought he knew better because he was a tech at a hospital and a man and a pastor. So,
worst combination.
So then we get on to arguably, in my opinion, the best ghost music video of all time, and that is Rats.
So good.
Oh god, it's so good.
Should have won the Grammy.
Dance, little rat boy, dance.
Great.
I love how Tobias always says in the interviews as well when people ask so you have really good dance moves. Did you get a body double? And he's like, yeah, we got a body double for the standing still shots while I dance. Not you sarcastic little shit.
Hey, he definitely did do some dancing though. I don't know if there's definitely some shots in there where I'm like, I guarantee you that's Tobias. Because I mean,
you can tell the ones where it's not him because the mask is just sunken.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's doing ballerina turns or whatever, but he is definitely in there doing something.
Yeah,
at some points. And also everything else in the video. He's literally everybody.
Right. I'm lost for words. Drummer Ghoul Tobias and keyboard Tobias are my favorite things. Yeah, leg up on the keyboard, the drums, the guitars, and I like how he was playing the guitar with gloves on so that no one could pick his hands out because he knows we're unhinged.
But we still know it's him.
Oh, I love
And
this
also,
music video so much.
there's Cardinals gloves that he's wearing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
as a ghoul.
Yeah.
He didn't even change gloves. I wonder if they like forgot the other gloves or like he's just like, I'm already wearing gloves. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I love him on the keyboard. He's going like so ham on the keyboard, like the leg up and like him spinning his head around and like it's like, do you know how to play a keyboard? No.
It's quite amusing to think of that video of him unmasked doing all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's this one little bit as well where Keyboard Ghoul kind of does like almost like Vampire Dracula, like where his arms come up, and I'm like, yes,
Oh yeah.
you know the bit I mean. I don't know why I'm obsessed with it. I just love it.
There's also that shot
It's
as well with the guitar ghoul bit where he has it like pointing towards the camera.
Mm.
And you're like, he's
Mhm.
just going full ham on this video. It's like I absolutely love it. Like he just let loose.
I love it.
Great.
So I think I heard the female dancers that come out of the body bags. They were fans. It was apparently that the record label just knew who they were just from like having an online presence and knew that they were in Los Angeles and just invited them to come.
Oh my god.
And I'm
I was
like,
so-
please, hello, I'm here. I'm not in LA, but I'm here.
I'll go to
I
LA.
could be. I could be
I
in
can
LA.
be I'll be anywhere you want to be.
It's great. We have two people in our group chat who come on the pod as well. Who talk about horses a lot, so we've learned a lot about the horse.
Oh yeah. You'll have to. Can you recap? Because I'm not.
I'm not entirely I remember either, but it was something about the shoes that the horse is wearing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like they're like training shoes or something. They're not like proper horse shoes or whatever, and
Yeah,
the bit and the
they're
saddle and all. I mean, well, I'm so sad that Vicky and Lizzie aren't on to kind of go into the horse bit, but it's
Yeah, because they went through
yeah. I
the
can
different breeds.
recap some of it.
yeah.
Oh, please go ahead.
Yeah. I was a little bit of a horse girl in elementary school, so like then
No,
when they told me about horses, I'm like, oh, horses.
go for it.
But basically, it's wearing like kind of like rubber shoes, like kind of, but
Mm,
those would not normally be worn like for riding or what. So
mm,
they theorized that it was probably worn to keep the horses' hooves quiet on the set.
yeah. Makes sense.
And then the tack, none of the tack makes sense. Like none of it goes together. It's just like really random. Actually, let me look up a picture of it because then I'll be able to.
Also, isn't it like because there's the whole pale white horse theory and all that stuff with the four horsemen, but it wasn't. Didn't they debunk it being like that's not a true white horse? Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but it's just kind of like on the level of people who love horses, it's not a pale white horse.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but for people outside who aren't like horse people, it is definitely like. I also feel
Yeah.
like whenever talking about like the pale white horse thing, I think people kind of seem to like people always say, oh, it was death rode a pale horse, but there was actually two horses. Like there was a white horse and then the pale horse as well.
Yeah.
Like death rode
Mhm.
one, and then
Wasn't one famine?
yeah, so there was two of them, so it could have been either one, but it's probably supposed to be death. But if you're getting into it, but like nerd glasses pushing up. Well, actually, there was two white horses, but
Well, and that's like a pale horse is not a white horse. Like pale is a different color from white. Is
yeah.
what they were
Yeah,
saying.
I've got a screenshot of the horse here, so you can talk about the tackle. I'll send it into the.
Oh, thank you. I was like looking for the horse. Like, where are you, horse?
There you
But
go.
also, like, I know this isn't to do with the music videos, but in Witch Image, where he's like, "I'm riding in the shadows behind you on a pale white horse."
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
fucking horse is it?
Are you
Which
family?
one?
Yeah.
God damn it!
I want to see the footage of Taupe trying to get on that horse in skinny ass jeans,
Oh my god.
and also, like, is he afraid of horses? Like him, like sheepishly getting on in case it kicks him from behind.
Someone who was there, give us the deets.
Yeah.
Release the release the facts.
There's a great shot at the beginning of the movie, the great shot at the beginning of the video where he's kind of like, it looks like he's almost like grinding his teeth together.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, but it always makes me laugh.
It always makes me laugh. Like he's like licked the knife, the fork,
then-
sorry, and it's got
Oh,
like
yeah,
butter or something on
the-
it, and then he kind of goes.
Tasty.
Can we discuss the iconic dance move, which I don't even know how to fucking describe it, but it's that thing he does, the funky thing he does with his arms. You
Oh,
know the
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
He like makes L's with his arms and then like up and down.
Yeah, like coming to get you.
It's great. Like the whole video, and also as well, he filmed this video before the lawsuit was sorted, so he didn't even know if he was going to be able to release it. I don't think. I think that's why he
Yeah.
just went full out with it. He was just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to release this or not. Fuck it.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Oh yeah, like there was. I don't think he actually had any new goals at that point of him, like to kind of even fill in. And he was just
Yeah.
in that. I think he was also still in that mindset because like the whole point we bring it up with the lawsuit video thing. Like his whole mindset at that point was he just had to prove to everybody that he could do all this stuff. Like it was him that was doing this stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's him, and like obviously there's a huge crew of people making the video with him, but like he's Papa and all the ghouls. You
Mm.
know, and so it's like him kind of being like, I am, it's going back almost to like the ritual video, almost weirdly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, well, not Papa,
Can-
he was Cardinal,
Like-
but yeah.
I am Ghost. This
Yeah.
is a very like I am Ghost moment because he was there. He was the only one who's there, and this amazing music video happened.
I also love the little teaser for Easter we get, where it's just you see Phil's or Tobe's feet
Yeah,
with a little basket picking up Easter eggs.
I'm sad they don't do those anymore.
I know. May we move on to
Yes.
the goth version of How I Met Your Mother, aka the Dance Macabre video. Also,
That's
shout out
great.
to Doom Azuma for that quote because I've not thought about it. I've thought about it every day since I've heard that. One of the things I really want to discuss in this, the lift that happens in Dance Macabre in Right Here, Right Now, where Papa's getting lifted by the skeletons, happens in this music video too.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
So the premise of the video is young Papa Nil goes into this mansion for this party that seems to be in the 80s, despite the fact that him and sister apparently met in the 60s for whatever reason.
I like to say that music video happens in the magical time of the 80s. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be the 60s, but he's very heavily referenced Jane Fonda workout videos.
I also fucking adore the fact that I might be reaching here, but you've got like that One Night in Transylvania
Mm-hmm.
with like the LA
Mhm.
thing. The font goes very Rocky Horror with like the bleeding
That's
text.
100%.
But it's
Mhm.
also the fact that the guy that opens the door is basically Riff Raff.
Yeah, it's 100%
Yes.
Rocky Horror. Like,
I fucking
100%.
love that. And then
yeah,
they're just doing the time warp.
yeah, basically they're doing their own version of the Time Warp, which is Dance Macabre.
It's the gayest thing ever. I love it.
Also, one of my mom's favorite bits in that is whenever Neil, like, he kind of moves sister around. It's kind of like, he kind of bends her down and moves her
Yeah.
around and brings her up. It almost looks like they headbutted each other nearly. Like, it looks like they're so close to headbutting. My mom loves that shot. She's like, look, they nearly headbutted.
Well,
Every time
speaking
I watch
of,
it.
speaking of that,
Yeah.
sister punches Nil in the eye, and that's how we're like, oh, that's how he got his white eye.
Mm.
And I've said this before. So, is that how every emeritus gets his eye? Because surely that shouldn't be a birth defect by genetics. I'm
Well,
very
we did
sure.
have that discussion about it could be a contact lens. She's taking it out.
Like,
Ah,
She's like knocking
Yeah.
the
Maybe she was
contact.
trying
rather
to
than
snatch it out of his eye.
rather than him gaining the white eye. I
Yeah.
see.
Because if you look at it as well, like he's very apprehensive about going to the party anyway. And whenever him and Riff Raff, we're just gonna call him Riff Raff, look at each other.
Per Erickson
kind
if
of
he was in Rocky
almost-
Horror.
Yeah, but like if we kind of look at, there's almost a moment of like a knowing look between the two of them. Like he knows what this party is, and he doesn't want to go into it, but his friend
Yeah.
doesn't know because and he wants to go in because chicks.
Yeah.
Titties.
And titties, chicks, and it gets munched on by vampires, which is never brought up again, by the way. It's like, what do you mean, ghosts? Do the ghosts have vampires? Does the ministry have vampires? Can we have more vampires?
Please.
I want more vampires. You know, like, because like he gets munched on. You know, like um.
He's
And then
having
also,
a good time. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it. I want to be him. Can
And
I go to this party?
But it's kind of like this is where like sort of the earliest pinpoint of the lore begins
Mm.
because it's the where Sister and Neil meet, and obviously, as we know, they later go on and make a baby.
Guys, be cute.
But it's like
Yeah,
there was
little
another
baby.
quote from Doom Azuba where it was like where Sister seduced Nell with goth titties.
Yeah, I love that
And
dress she has on in that video.
oh, it's stunning. There's a lot going on though. There's dancers in silver boots, in like leotards.
That's very Jane Fonda. Her
There's
like exercise videos that she used to make in the 80s.
yeah,
You know,
you mean the 680s?
60s, 80s.
Well, see, here's my personal theory about the time period and why everything looks the way it looks. My personal theory is that it like this is Copia imagining it. And like he would have
Okay.
been like a teenager in the 80s.
Mm.
So
Okay.
like he's just imagining like it's his frame of reference. So like he's imagining it like what would look cool to him as a teenager in the 80s.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Because also as well, if you like look at the 60s, like 60s parties wouldn't have been that kind of vibe. Like 60s parties
Yeah.
would have been flower power and all that, like, you know, like the Manson family almost kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
Whereas the 80s would have been more, you know, that kind of obviously like the jazzercising play doctor dancers, you know. And then also
Mhm.
Satan
Yeah.
shows up at one point. I love the blood and all in that as well. Like they whenever it
Mhm.
starts coming down. I love whenever she kisses Neil in the face paint and it gets all over her face as well. I
Mhm.
love that. It's
Yeah, it's good.
great. And then that last shot is very thriller as well. You know, the laughing. And
Yeah.
it's like a shot of
Mhm.
Papa Neil just like with, you know, it's very thriller feeling. Again, a very 80s thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's a great video. It's like I feel like it's like I definitely feel like it's one of their strongest.
Yeah.
You know, like production wise, it's big. You know, um, and just like for again, like I know the time period kind of doesn't make sense, but like the visuals of it are so kind of really strong again. Also as well, it's like the most not metal song to ever be classed in a metal genre,
Yeah.
and it's perfect because of it. You know, it's I love Dance Macabre.
Same.
It's so gay.
It's so
Very
gay. I love
good.
it. Oh. Right. So then we speaking of Nil and Sister, I don't know. I've never actually noticed this kind of actually goes in chronological order actually, because then you go to the point where several years, I'm assuming down the line,
Mm,
Neil's playing at the Whiskey a Go Go, and to be honest, we've covered this quite a lot, I think, because of like laws and theories, and
yeah.
if you've seen it,
Mhm.
it's one of those videos you just know a shit ton about because of the theory behind it. But obviously, yeah, just to quickly go through, Neil's performing at the Whiskey a Go Go in LA on the 13th of September, 1969, and his sister's watching him from the balcony. He kisses another chick. She
Pieces out.
pieces out, rip. She's also, like, at one point holding her stomach, implying that she's pregnant. She also goes, like, full on another
I
girl with a
love
cigarette.
that shot. That's
Feminist.
literally one of my favorite shots. I heard like the range look on her face. It's just like with her eyes kind of wide open and a bit of a smile on her face, holding a cigarette. That's fucking love it.
Go off, queen.
Yeah, I love that so much. Also, as well, I will say, like, I know I don't really want to get too into him. I know we don't want to talk much about it, but Justin Andrews, I
Mm,
know there's like people have opinions on him. I don't really want to get into that. We'll say you can tell he's having lots of fun in that video.
yeah.
Like like
Yes.
especially in the first bit, you know, whenever it's kind of like a music video,
Yeah.
like you can like his face and all, like you've been daddy, look at his face and all
Yeah.
when he does that. I love that. Like it's like he looks really great, you know.
Yeah.
And like and I like that Tobias has found all these people who aren't scared to really give they're all to this kind of campy idea that he has,
Mm.
because it is camp. Like Ghost is camp. Ghost is basically a drag show
Yeah.
For emos.
for emos and goths, and like I like the fact that he's clearly found people that don't mind really giving into the kind of campness of it.
Mm.
I will say I do love the fact that the second that the old ghouls left, Ghost got 10 times gayer, more theatrical, and more
Alright,
over
which
the
one
top.
of you in the band was the homophobe? Come on.
Own up to it.
But like the second he got rid of them,
Gay.
he's dancing, he's doing, he's got jazzercise and plague doctors, he's leaping about doing ballerina jumps and shit like that there. It's so more like the camp level just went through the roof, and I love it so much. That's why I have such strong feelings for prequel. I can't wait to talk about prequel. So good. It's
I also love in this era as well, because not so much when in the Dance Macabre video, like, the whole young Neil thing, he looked a little bit more. I think a lot of people mistake him for Tobias a lot, just because it's that kind of skinny white dude with sort of slick back hair. But like
when I first got into Ghost, I actually did think that was Turzo.
a lot of people
Oh.
do. But
I was like, what is this? What's happening?
but I honestly think like the way they did Justin Andrews here, like in this getup with like the slightly the fuck ass bob,
Mm-hmm.
I would believe that is Alan when he was younger, like
Yeah.
and
Oh,
like
yeah.
proper Neil when he was younger. Like it's like perfect casting there.
Yeah, it's really really good, and again
It is
it's again very simple. The videos like I know like again like you said, like you laughed at this earlier. Initially, we said the videos are kind of weak, but again when we say they're weak, we don't mean they're all bad. We just mean that they could be better.
Mm.
And even for like the chapter, I love the end of the chapter whenever he goes, sister.
See,
What about the re-release with the 50th anniversary? And she's like looking at him like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm really pushing it, aren't I? But that became like a what you call a stim for me. Like I would just now randomly just go, Steve Star,
Or
Steve Star. I love that whole like, but I like the fact that he got all these people to be really camp and really silly in all these videos, and it just makes me so happy. And also, I was really sad. I found out recently the girl that played Sister in that video died. I think
Oh,
last
yeah.
year or so. I think or the year before.
Yeah.
Which is really sad because I love the vibe she had for Sister too. I love the
Mm.
current Sister. I think she's literally my favorite. I love that woman.
Mm.
But I like the girl before too. She had a great vibe.
Yeah.
You're lucky I came back. I know what I'm doing.
So the next video we got was the
Life Eternal.
yes, which I'm pretty sure we'll have spoken about this on the Prickal episode, but I just want to set the record straight. I'm gonna just scream this from the top of my lungs once. Please stop saying that this song is about Tobias's brother. For fuck's sake, it's not.
please stop. I swear to God.
There is. Again, we'll talk about more in Life Eternal. I'm not saying the song isn't about his brother or it is about his brother. I don't know that, but there is the concept that he has talked about himself about his brother of the exchange kind of thing, which is like if you could live forever, because he talked
Yeah.
as well about like your lover dying, like it's talking about like getting the gift to live forever, but then your lover dies type thing, like that thing, like that.
Yeah.
That's a concept he has brought up about his brother, but we don't know if it's about his brother. Stop saying that, like, oh, it's 100% about his brother, and stop using it for fucking TikTok audios where he's crying.
Please.
So weird. It's
Yeah.
so strange. Stop it. You know what I
Stop
mean? Like
Spray ball.
rolling the newspaper up and hitting TikTok editors. As a TikTok editor, I'm allowed to say this. Stop it. Like.
But yeah, the music video is cute.
The video is nice. I do like the video because it's on the concert where Copia went from Cardinal to Papa,
Mm.
and you can see all the really cool Mexican fans and all
Yeah.
their really cool outfits and all. Like everybody looks so cool.
This one was quite cool because it was directed by Ryan Chang, who's their tour photographer.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like it's nice because obviously he goes down into the crowds quite a bit and like quite often takes pictures of fans and stuff. So it's like you can tell this is really done for the fans.
Yeah.
It's great. 10 out of 10. I
Um,
don't have much to say on this one.
yeah, it's not much to
Yeah,
say because
it's
it's a
good.
live video. We can actually we could talk about Faith right now as well. Like we can kind of
Mm.
lump the two kind of live videos together. You
Yeah,
know.
so we
But
forgot about
anyway,
that. But again, that one, Faith was weird though because didn't they like delete it for quite some time, and you could only get it like through Vimeo, and it was privatized or unlisted, and then they recently made it public again,
I
from
don't.
what I remember.
Faith was on there whenever I became a fan. That was 2022.
Oh, okay. It wasn't when I think when I first came in, and then it came on not too long
Oh.
after because everyone was like, "Oh, this is a hidden video," and it was on, and you could
Maybe
only watch it on Vimeo.
maybe it was copyright. There's something copyright because of the way
Yeah.
YouTube is. Because like way YouTube has that thing at the minute where the SECSA whatever thing, you
Mm.
know, where it's kind of privatized some videos or said you can't be restricted in country. Maybe something like that happened.
Mm.
But I love the
But
Faith video. I use it a lot in TikTok edits.
I would have loved an actual music video for Faith.
Yeah, same. That's
Um,
your best song.
yeah. Oh, speaking of, what song for Meliora would you have liked a music video for?
Deus Innocenta.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, Majesty would also be fun.
I'd have liked
Just because.
Absolution.
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry, Kate.
Yes, Absolution, definitely.
Uh,
I was gonna
what
say
Mag-
because of like the King Kong imagery that Majesty was promoted with,
Hmm.
Ah, yeah,
that could have been a really cool video.
yeah. Sorry, going back to the Faith one. I've got to chop and change this episode quite a bit. I'm imagining.
Mm.
What I think I've only watched it like the once. It's just a live video, isn't it?
Yeah, I love
True.
it though because there's a girl in it that has she has it's more like skull candy, you know, like that sugar skull stuff you see for like the
Oh,
dead. She
yes.
has that kind of like I don't know if she painted it on or if it's like a kind of like tattoo thing, you know, not a real tattoo, but you know, like the kind of wet tattoos that you put on.
Mm.
I love her. She's so pretty. And there's that great shot of whenever it's the laugh in the Faith video, whenever he's like walking up the stairs and it's like the red light behind him, and he does also
Yeah.
the Price is Right
Oh,
type,
fucking hell.
you know, the pose.
Fucking Brucey.
Perfect. But that again, another great. You know what I was gonna say? You wouldn't have to chop and change because like both of these videos do the same thing almost, which is like they're both love letters to the fans and the audience.
Mm.
You know, one's in color and one's black and white, and obviously you have that great shot at the beginning of the girl dressed as the vampire in the
Yeah.
Faith video. And then there's somebody in I think it's the Life Eternal video who's dressed up as the He Is Perso
Oh, yeah.
as
Yeah,
well. Like I love that he's embraced embraced this thing of people coming dressed up to the shows and love showing them off. You know,
Mm.
like it's really sweet. And I love the fact that people will do that and feel really comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
You know, and you like it's great. Like it just shows you how like it also shows as well as how diverse ghost crowds are.
Yeah.
You know, because like there's kids in the Life Eternal video with the ghoul masks on. You
Mm.
know, and being held up on their papa's, you know, their parents' shoulders, or whatever. And then you have like fully grown older people that are in the crowds too. You know, like so the crowds are very diverse for a satanic gay metal band.
Yeah.
I will say one of my favorite shots in Faith video is there's a girl. It's quite early in the video. There's a girl up on the crowd, you know, like up on someone's shoulder, and she's wearing a hijab.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
Like the crowd is so diverse, and like, you know, I love these videos because you get to see like because you look at a lot of rock videos, and you're like, wow, that's a lot of white older men.
Yeah.
But Ghost is like, look at all of these different people that can all feel comfortable enough to come to these shows and feel like they belong. You know, like.
Yeah. That's
And
amazing.
again, it's that whole feeling again that he says that he wants with shows, which is he wants to mimic what the church does, but he wants you to leave feeling great about yourself, not leaving feeling shit. You know,
Yeah.
and I feel like those two videos do a great job of showing that everybody's having so much fun. And again, that's why we'll talk about Marion Cross as well. You know,
Right, so the next one we get is Hunter's Moon, and this is the one I like to call the Tobias Forge Sneaky Special. because
Yeah.
he makes a cameo almost as himself. Because the guy
Mm.
that's sort of walking around the forest, you look at those ears, it's his.
Yeah.
It's his.
Those hands.
It's like being a Ghost fan in 2012 all over again. Are those the ears? Yep. That's him.
You can see him wearing like a really cool, almost like no face mask over the
Mm.
top of his own face.
Mhm.
It's so creepy. Like, that video's great. Like, it's, you know, I couldn't tell you what it's about.
I can't tell you what the fuck's going on, but I'm living.
I love it, you know? Like, and also about, like, a girl can see, like, it's like a girl can see another kid with the mom can't see. It's like, so like, obviously it's like a haunted
Mm.
video, you know?
Mhm.
But
And
then also
obviously
Tobe's there.
yeah, Tobias is there for some reason. And also then at the end he finds a Michael Myers mask.
Yeah.
There's
Can we
actually a really funny comment on one of the videos that says, the first music video ever in history to have a guy in a mask going to put on another mask.
Can we talk about the ham shot in there as well?
Yes, we can.
He's
Alright.
naked.
Naked hams,
Naked hams.
I have,
completely unglazed.
I have a question. Out of the two versions of Hunter's Moon, which one do you like better?
Oh, I have You know what? I actually prefer the film version. However, that it misses elements of the studio version, like
Mhm.
the "I'm coming, I'm dying." If that was in the film version, I'd 10 out of 10.
Mm,
But I lean more towards the film version just because
yeah.
I like the fullness of it.
I always felt like the film version was Tobias, and then
Yeah.
the album version's Copia.
Oh well, that explains everything to me for my.
It also feels like a very like also the film version feels like a rough draft as well. Like it feels like it's not fully
Yeah.
the idea for the song hasn't been fully formed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know. And
But,
then
like,
whenever
they
you
made him,
re-recorded
like,
it, you have
like,
10
your
minutes.
assignment's due today. You have to turn it in. No more working on it.
Like
Yeah.
him and the guy from Blumhouse going to have dinner. Do you want to write a song for a Halloween video? Yeah, sure. How long have I got? 20 minutes. Fuck.
Yeah, going back to that music video, like the bit where, like, again, it's clearly Tobe is lying
Mm.
underneath the bed. I want to see the behind the scenes of that, of just him like
Shuffling
chilling.
under the bed.
Excuse me, ignore me.
And also as well, another thing that another shot my mom loves, like I said earlier, off like record with it, but the shot whenever the wind's blowing on the mom and the two kids sitting on the couch, and the wee girl's sitting with her face all scrunched up.
Aw.
She's just like, what the fuck, you know, like. My mom
So-
loves that shot. She always laughs.
Also, Tobe mentioned that, like, because of like COVID and lockdown, that like they had to fly in the director and like film it in Sweden. Shout out to the glorious Swedish countryside because it's stunning.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know where that is. I want to go there.
Yeah, they said they like rented like a really rundown house and stuff for the.
By a lake, I'm guessing.
Yeah. But it's not really much like the video itself is very simple again. Like again, it's a whole kind of concept of ghost videos. They're very simple, but they they do get a lot across what they need to. But you can definitely tell there was probably a bigger idea he had. Like you said, like at one point he wanted to have like a revolving set that he couldn't get to build.
Yeah.
Like all of these ideas that I can't do.
Wait, years of academy training wasted. Oh, speaking of, should we get on to Call Me Little Sunshine? Because I know you've got opinions.
Well, it's not like the thing with Call Me Little Sunshine is I understand why people hate it. It's like the only music video that doesn't have anybody from Ghost in it. You know, there's no ghouls, there's no Papa, there's nothing. You know, it's the only video that doesn't have them in it, and it's also very weird. Like the kind of style of it is very strange, and there are some extremely cursed images in it. But that was the first thing I ever saw of Ghost. And so I have a very sentimental attachment to it where I love it because it was the first thing I ever saw of Ghost. You know, like imagine like in my head, like imagining like, you know, sitting in a like the way we first see a ghost or something, click on the TV and like the entire room turns red and there's like a wind blowing your hair back when you're listening to it. You know, that's the kind of feeling I got hearing the song for the first time on this really weird fucking music video. Like I didn't know people hated it. I was like, what is this? It's amazing. What the fuck? You know, like I was so mind blown by the song and just, you know.
Yeah.
I know most people like consider the Jimmy Kimmel performance the music video for
Mm.
"Call Me Little Sunshine" because it is really good. But I have a soft spot for that one, and even with the Pepper from SpongeBob.
I was gonna say, there's the fucking shot where it looks like the fucking hot sauce drop from
Yeah.
SpongeBob. If you don't know what I'm on about, Google it. It's fucking hilarious. It's exactly that's exactly what the devil looks like in that music video.
It's I would love to. I would love to have him explain what he was going for.
Explain.
Yeah,
Guys, explain.
explain yourself, sir. No, but I would love to hear like his kind of because I haven't really seen anything where he talks about it. It kind of came because like I know as well, "Call Me Little Sunshine" wasn't the song he wanted to release first from the thing. He wanted Kaiserian.
Yeah.
So that could explain why the video was the way it is because he didn't have any idea what the fuck he was doing for it. He's like, I don't know, I had an idea for Kaiserian. You know.
Also, like, there's not really much to say about this because we only got like 10 seconds of it, but it was done in this. Wasn't there meant to be like 3 music videos done in that same style? And the only one
Yeah.
we ever saw a slight glimpse of in it's that German Triple T interview, I think,
Mm-hmm.
where you see a little bit of 20s and it's this weird purple face in the same
Yeah.
style. But then we never saw
Yeah.
it. What the fuck happened to that?
It just got deleted.
Deleted from the hard drive.
Yeah, click, gone. It's sad because I would love to have seen. I would love to have seen what he was going on. What you know.
I feel like Tobias heard how much everyone hated it. The "Call Me Little Sunshine," how weird everybody thought it was. It was like, oh, maybe we should not release those.
I love the kind of metaphor that's in the video. You know,
Mm.
because like she's smoking like probably like marijuana or whatever, but it's like she's smoking in kind of like almost like an opium pipe kind of
Mm.
style thing, and then like she goes off the rails literally, you know.
Yeah.
And then she gets taken to like, you know, purgatory or whatever. Like there's a really good concept in there. It was just executed very strangely.
A for effort.
Yeah.
But- right, and then we got this is just my favorite just because it's like Papa looks the best in it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just being a thirsty bitch here. We get Spillways, which was filmed in I fucking love how we call it a microwave now because of how he spins. But it was filmed in Ericsson Holland in Stockholm, which I've been to the outside of. I've not been in. It's a simple video, like it's just like them performing with lights and some dancers.
Yeah. Some great shots
But
in it. That
I fucking
beneath
love it.
shot of him in the pulpit with almost looking like the goat behind him.
Oh,
Yes.
that's like my favorite shot ever.
It's like what the fuck? That's beautiful. You know, like
The pentagram
Yeah.
light.
Yes.
also yeah, it's like the one time I think you ever see a pentagram
Yeah,
in a ghost video. Because I can't remember it in anything else. Also the bat wings.
stunning.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
And also, the dancers' costumes don't make any sense because they aren't all dressed the same.
Yeah, even the women, some have got their tits out. Some are in like a white leotard, some are in a nude leotard.
Yeah,
Why the titties? I'm not complaining, but why the titties?
why not?
Why not?
And then like that music video spawned a lot of theories of what was going to happen to Copia. People are like, "Oh, he's gonna hang because the girl's hair looks like a noose suddenly," and
He's the
she's
Antichrist.
yeah, because of the shot of the goat behind him, he looks like he's gonna be the Antichrist. You know, I feel like also I feel like a lot of people just kind of miss the point of that song. We'll talk about it when we get to Impure, but like the kind of point of that song is literally written out with the Bible verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like a lot of people miss the point. But I love that video because like you get to see all of the new costumes as well from like obviously at the beginning of that era that you get to see all the kind of because you get to see the black, you get to see the burrito bowl hat. You know,
The only thing that was
like-
missing was the sparkly jacket.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that,
And then also it's got all the ghouls actually in it for once. He let them all be
Yeah.
there.
For once, he's not playing all the parts.
It's really nice seeing them all there actually. Like I'm not a huge ghoul person. Like I appreciate them, but I'm not a huge ghoul person. But I did really like seeing them all there.
yeah.
It literally has my favorite shot. Like, out of all of the ghost videos, it has my favorite shot whenever he says, you know, you try to mask it, and he puts his hands
Yeah.
over his face. I try to
Yes,
use that.
God, I love that
I
shot.
try to use it in every video.
I would like to bring forward my favorite thing, which is I think it's when he says, "I ain't talking about forgiveness," and he kind of brushes off, and then we get a Star Wars transition. The Windows Movie
Yes!
Maker transitions.
Yeah,
Yes! Fucking wipe, yes!
great. I also love the shot when he kind of like pushes his head up,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of like, what's up?
Oh, I love Spillways.
Yeah, it's
Which is funny because it's not my favorite song.
Yeah, it is my favorite song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's my favorite song off of Impera.
Oh,
also
nice.
R.I.P. the skeleton gloves.
Rip.
R.I.P.
miss.
Skeleton.
It's the only time you get to see them is in this video, really.
Ugh.
And I think they're gorgeous. Majesty Black.
Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah. But I love I like there's so many little shots. And as well I like the shot at the end when he has his arms up with the bat
Oh.
wings. But like my overall 100% favorite shot ever from any music video is the hands over the eyes when Sissy try to mask it. And I don't know
Yeah.
why. I don't understand.
He's so
Why?
pooky. I know I
Yeah.
sound like a typical like TikTok fan right now, but he is so pooky. So the next ones, I'm gonna lump all three together, kind of,
Yeah.
because we've got 3 music videos for Mariana Cross. We've got the live in Tampa.
Yep.
We have the lyric video, which is kind of like a follow-on from Chapter 8. Is it Chapter 8 or 7?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for Kiss the Go-Go. And then we've got the one from Right Here, Right Now, which is the animated one of, again, what happened after.
She beat the shit out of him with a guitar.
And then fucked him, so go off,
Yeah.
sis.
Yeah.
Again, I think out of the 3, I like the live one the most.
Yeah. There's one of my favorite shots in that. It's this 2 girls. It's near the end, where they're singing, and it's can't remember which lyric it is, but they look so like they both kind of look like they're from the 60s almost, just because of the way their hair and all sitting. I just love their faces, and it's like if you choose to run away with me, like she's being really like like she's just so into what she's singing, and she's like touching her chest.
Yeah.
If you point at Papa, if you choose to run away with me, like I love that. I always every time I there's like things from the music videos that I always whenever I listen to the songs again I see. Like one of them is from He Is whenever Terzo kind of puts his arms in the air and he goes He Is, like right there when he kind of moves his body. I see that, and then whenever they listen to Mariana Cross, I see that girl going, like if you choose to run away with me, Papa.
Yeah.
It's like same girl, I feel it.
Also, shout out to Cammy for getting her music video debut in this one.
Yeah, the real star of the video, actually. Forget everybody else on the stage. Cammy's in there. She's the most important person in the on screen.
She is the main character. We love her.
Yeah.
The lyric video is just, if I remember correctly, I'm really bad. I think I only watched it a few times. It's just Liz Fenning's sister walking through the ministry, isn't it? Kind of.
Yeah, it is.
There's also some shots of Neil singing as well.
Is there?
Yeah, but it's just him singing on stage, which kind of makes me think that they did film the Mariana Cross video to release Mariana. Maybe Mariana Cross and Kiss the Go-Go were kind of up in the air which one was going to get released.
Yeah, because it's not like Tobe knew that TikTok was going to blow up.
No, but you can clearly tell that he likes Mariana Cross because it's been on the set list since it's been released.
Yeah, because there was that interview. I think it's that Brute French one where he was like, I can't believe that people don't dig this song as much as they do. And then it took 3 years, and then he's like, told you.
Vindication. It's all it took was one person making a TikTok to Stranger Things. I always think it's really funny as well. I always laughed about it getting viral on TikTok was the next, because it's like because it's obviously the little romantic bit, your beauty never scared me, but like literally the next line like that never ever shows up is I want to tickle you internally.
Yeah,
yeah, and that just makes me laugh that just when you read the lyrics, and I guess the next lyric. Also, again, and I think I've mentioned this before, but shout out to the 2 girls who made a video together on TikTok not long after I kind of started making TikTok videos, where they complained that Ghost was getting user friendly almost because they cut out all the sexual innuendos from the music video, and I was like, did they? And I rewatched the Mariana Cross video, and it's like, no, because there's like literally a shot of I think Sophie, and she's like doing the finger thing, and then he does it as well, like you see him doing it. It's like they didn't cut out shit. You're just blind. And they were complaining about the merch selling out because people were becoming fans, because of the TikTok song, because of Mariana Cross going viral on TikTok. And I'm like, oh, please shut up.
Oh no, the band is making money because people are at the concert. What a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's gonna have more money to spend on more stuff for us.
Yeah, it was
Oh
very.
no.
That was 2 years ago. Literally 2 years ago, because my Ghost TikTok anniversary actually happened a couple days ago.
Hmm.
For making content.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And it was one of like because I've been into Ghost from March, but didn't make anything until September because I was just like, fuck it,
Hmm.
But it was one of the first videos I remember seeing. It stuck with me since then, just because I was just thinking of how funny it was.
Yeah.
Just like the completely missing the point of it made me laugh. And I always think about it, I don't know who made it. I don't remember their username. But yeah, if you remember making a cringe video like that 2 years ago, I think about you often.
All right. Speaking of sexual and
Yeah.
pandering to
Children.
children, let's talk about Jesus. He knows me.
Honestly, my least favorite video. I love the idea. I don't like the way it looks.
It's a lot of stock videos, isn't it?
It's a lot of stuff videos. Like, even like this is shot at the beginning. Like, again, this is not me. I know it's hard. I know it's hard making things like this, But the shot of the truck outside of the church. It's like you couldn't have just rented the truck and put it outside an actual church.
Isn't it a toy?
Yeah.
It is.
That's what I mean. But like he's clearly in a truck at one point because like a lot of the video takes place with him in a truck.
Green screened.
With clowns, which never gets brought up. It's like there's clowns in here.
We got fixated on the hockey bukake, the hakukake, if you will.
Speaking of that, though, I do want to bring up there's three specific things I like about this video, though. The first one was that they had an intimacy coordinator on set, and that's really good. Not many people do that. The second was that they hired a bunch of actual sex workers to do the bukkake scene.
Yeah.
Thus, like, and I think that the people who were the sex workers, they have their own sort of union.
Yeah, they're strippers. They're the only like strip pub in Los Angeles, I think, that has a union for the guards that work in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great.
Which is beautiful.
And then the third thing was apparently Tobe wanted to take this a lot further and get like Defrock having like back shots and shit, and then they were like, "Babe, too far. Calm down." So it was going to be.
We're letting you have the bukkake. Take what you can get.
My favorite thing about that video is the idea of him sitting down to do like a Zoom call or being in a room with people, and then kind of going through the key points that he wants to get through, and going, okay. And so then we transition into a shot where he gets down on his knees, and then a backlight kind of comes up, and you see a bunch of hockey players with no trousers on, and then they all wank over him, and then people listening to him went, okay, right, we can make that work. You know what I mean? Like, I just love the kind of absurdity that has to come out of his mouth, and people have to go, yep, we can do that.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
We can make that work. Also, I love the guy that plays Jim DeFrock because he's really like embraced the kind of love that people have given him for being Jim DeFrock. I think people put too much weight on Jim DeFrock.
Yeah, into
he's gonna be the next Papa. He's not Tobias, so he's not.
Right.
Like, it's not even his voice in the video. Like, it's another actor's voice that he's lip syncing to.
Yeah.
So, like, no. Like, I love him, but he's not gonna. He's just. I feel like he's just a guy. He's just a dude. But I feel like he's just gonna be a character that pops up every now and again when they need the angry preacher guy. They actually now have one that they can, bring from their own vault, basically.
Well, yeah. Look at Download Festival.
Yeah, exactly.
Blasphemous band Ghost.
And then he's like snorting and sniffling and stuff from like clearly taking a bunch of fucking cocaine or whatever. The text messages on screen make me laugh, like amen and all that there, but for the cocaine, getting the cocaine from the guy, it's so funny.
It ties very well into like the same sort of thematics as he is.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
just a bit cheaper.
Just the if you pay enough, you'll like buy your right into heaven.
Yeah. If you got ones, that's okay. No, I was just gonna say, like I am like again, like I am sad that I don't like it as much as I, because I love like Jesus He Knows Me is probably, in my opinion, like I have other ones that are like that I love more, but Jesus He Knows Me is probably the ghost cover in my opinion,
Mm,
because it is the most ghost, if that makes sense, you know.
yeah.
Like everybody was speculating it was going to be Personal Jesus, and then he was like, "Psych! It's this Genesis song that nobody remembers."
Phil Collins, eat your heart out.
You know, and also as well, call out a shout out and call out post to Tobias trying to say that he wasn't going to say, instead of phone book, he wasn't going to say Facebook when he sang Facebook on stage.
Yup.
Yeah.
Like, you liar!
It made me laugh when he was like, "Yeah, I had to bring it more up to date." So I said Facebook. I was like, "Babe, you know no one uses Facebook anymore."
I don't know. That's vibes.
But he doesn't know that because he doesn't go on the social medias.
We're lucky he didn't mention MySpace. That's all I'm saying.
You can find me on LinkedIn.
You can find me on my. You can find me on Bebo.
God, Bebo. Some people listening aren't even going to remember Bebo.
No.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's
Giving
good
your
work.
3 loves a day out.
I love the bit when he fires
It's
the gun.
fun.
Yeah, it is
Oh yeah,
unhinged.
God, that
America!
video is so American. Weeaboo Ford strikes again.
I kind of want to take the music video and put the Team America fuck yeah music over it and just see how well
Yeah.
it fits. America, fuck yeah!
Here to save the
McDonald's,
fucking
fuck
day, yeah.
Alamo, fuck yeah! McDonald's, fuck yeah! Baseball, fuck yeah! So we've got the latest music video as of recording. Today's the 5th of October, by the way. So if Toba's released anything into the world since, hey cries. And this is another animated video in the style of Mariana Cross right now.
Directed by Sean Donnelly.
Yes.
I kept forgetting to mention who directed all these videos because we just got but Sean Donnelly did this, and I do need 100% need to call him out, like in a positive way, because so many bands now will make AI music videos, and it makes me so mad. And then you have people like Ghost and Megan Thee Stallion who are out here like hiring animators to make their videos, and I'm just really, really love it, and it's so much better. And please never, Tobias, if you ever hear this, never ever use AI. It's ugly.
Do you really think Mr. Nostalgic, Mr. like
I don't know.
DIY is gonna do it?
I have to put it out into the universe, so I hope he never uses it. So you know what I mean, like, because like
Yeah.
record labels could go over his head,
Yeah.
you know, and like make a video that's all AI, and he's been like, "What the fuck is this?" You know. But like, I hope they never do that. But so ugly, like.
I wouldn't put it past like the record label just to release something without his permission.
Yeah.
Just saying, if this ever happens, think about that as an option first before
Yeah.
you'll go all mad at him. If it turns out he is, then I will kick his ass. But still,
Yeah.
but yeah, this video is great because like I said, wasn't it like a 2-person team of people
Yep.
just making this? And also, I've got to give a massive shout out to the fucking Wall reference, as in the Wall, Pink Floyd. There's, I think his name's Gerald Scarf, who used to do the. I only know this because I did a massive project on him. Because I did a massive project on the Wall. Bark. He is like the guy that illustrated a lot of stuff for Pink Floyd during this era, and then there's so many things like the text for "The Future Is a Foreign Land" that was used on like the Instagram reels. There's a bit where there's a very iconic face that screams out of the wall in the Wall. And there's a little nod to that. I love that. I'm a massive Wall nerd, basically, so this made me very happy. Also, in the Wall, because there's the album, but there's also the movie, and the movie's kind of great. It's got Bob Geldof playing the character of Pink. Go watch it if you can. It's fucking trip, but it's great. And he kind of plays this like dictator thing, and again, the ghouls costume are a bit, but it's
weirdly.
Yeah, but it is a nod to that almost.
Yeah.
No.
But like, I feel like there's this thing where it's like you can, like, there is a reason, like, you can reference fascist kind of Nazi propaganda if you need to reference, I don't like this idea of not being able to reference these things. If because people are going like, that means you like, it's this really weird black and white kind of mindset recently that I've noticed, and I don't know where it came from. Where if you have the imagery in something, it says that means you're promoting it. That means you're supporting it. It's like, you go listen to "Springtime for Hitler" from the producers, and you tell me if that is promoting Hitler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could go into a whole thing about this, because there is a whole thing to go on about this, because there are movies like American History X where like white supremacists have like taken that movie and like hold it up because Edward Norton looks so cool in it, and like it is missed. The point is missed about like, it was supposed to be an anti-white nationalist, anti-Nazi kind of movie,
Yeah,
but
very much.
because of the way it's shot, white nationalists love it, But they have, again, like something like the producers, which is "Springtime for Hitler." They wanted to make the most offensive thing possible, so it would close fast. And like, it's written by a Jewish man. The whole producers is written by a Jewish man. And you have like the songs in it for "Springtime for Hitler." They're goose stepping and all in it. They're wearing Nazi outfits and stuff, but it's not promoting Nazism. It's making fun of it. It's poking fun of it. And like, so whenever Ghost is referencing kind of the fascist imagery of the Nazis, he's not sitting here going like, I think it's cool. He's like, he literally mentions Stasi fascism,
Yeah.
in the song. So like, he wants the imagery to match that. It was kind of weird. Like, I know some people were weird about it, and like, I know there was that one person who did draw like the ghoul
Yeah, that was
doing this
dumb.
Nazi salute, which was dumb. You're dumb. It's not funny. It's just stupid. Because like, it also reminds me of people getting up in arms about him using the images from like Vietnam for Right Here, Right Now. It's like, you can use these images in a way that's talking about them, in not a way that you're like glorifying it or anything. Like, I feel like media literacy is fucking dead. Or it's on critical list. Fucking, it's on life support. Like,
Critically endangered list here.
yeah.
I mean, I suppose it helps people. I see it as a learning curve, because how are you going to learn about the horrible things that have happened if you're not presented with it in media?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm meaning. Like, you can present these images to teach, but like, I've noticed on the internet now, it's like that kind of famous like kind of tweet that goes around. You can say that I love pancakes, and so also it means you eat waffles.
Yeah.
No, I like pancakes. It's that kind of like weird view kind of comes up where like, he had these images in these videos, and people like people for some reason kind of took it as him supporting Nazism, and I'm like, please grow up.
It's I mean, first off, you need to listen to the actual like lyrics of the song, because
Yeah.
it's talking about the fall of like fascism and like dictatorships and the fall of empires and all these things where it's like, I hope for world peace, basically. But also,
Yeah.
going back to the Wall reference, if you know nothing of the Wall, let me tell you this one thing about Roger Waters, because I think the Roger Waters got a lot of the same like flack, because he
Yeah.
goes on stage, kind of like those hammers, kind of a very like
It's goose stepping. Yeah.
it's completely goose stepping. He goes in like a black, almost SS style uniform with like a patch on and everything.
Yeah.
His dad was killed by Nazis in World War II. He has beef with the
Yeah.
Nazis personally, and this is his way of like, working with it. So he's not supposed. In no way is he celebrating the thing that killed his dad.
No. But also as well, one of the things that made the Nazis so strong was their imagery.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Nazi propaganda videos and stuff, like, you have those shots where you see them goose stepping in the style of a swastika and stuff like that there, and things like that. Like, their costumes, like their armor, and like the officer uniforms were made by Ralph Lauren or something.
It was Hugo Boss.
Hugo Boss.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, Hugo Boss made, like, they literally had fashion designers making their things, and that's why it's like in fetishes gear and stuff. Like, I know I feel like I'm going off topic, but fetish gear references it a lot because it's beautiful. Like, the armors are gorgeous. Shame it's on a Nazi. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and again, it's very striking imagery. It's that's why stormtroopers look the way they do and things like that. There, it's all
they are space
like,
Nazis.
Space Nazis, yeah, and the same for like Death Eaters and Harry Potter. Like again, they're wizard Nazis. You know, like
Yeah.
it's all of this imagery is like it's supposed to be a quick reference guide as well. Like if you see these things, you know exactly what it's supposed to reference.
Mm.
You know, you see the kind of armor, and you go supposed to be fascist Nazi, you know, regime type thing. You
Yeah.
know, so like, and it's just I just find it just really bugged me that people kind of misinterpreted it.
I
as
also
him
think I know,
liking
and
it.
I also think if you see that and you feel a bit like, ugh, that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
you're
you-
Also,
supposed to feel when you see a
al-
Nazi.
I'd be very concerned if you didn't.
yeah. Also, as well, you have to remember the whole video is from the point of view of Papa Neil, who's off his face on fucking like a weed mushroom brownie that he's eating while he's making it. So he's seeing all these things, and like if you also people seem to forget the point where they like the regime fell.
Yeah.
You know, so like he's not.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, they didn't win. They like and they became like this utopian Jetsons style, you know, future. Which I'm
Mm.
so glad they went for Jetsons. You know, because that's what he would have like 60s would have thought Jetsons. You know.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
also like that horribly gross, cute moment of old sister and old Papa Neil like running into each other's arms, and like I'm swinging them around. It's like you can't make me think these people are cute. This is annoying.
Yeah. And then they get nuked.
And then they get nuked. But but that's before that actually. But you know, like
Mm.
that's again a wall kind of Pink Floyd reference, I think.
Yeah. Wasn't obviously during sort of Neil's prime as well, wasn't that during like the Vietnam War as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
yeah,
how did he avoid the script? I'm just saying.
bad ankles.
Bad ankles.
Also, as well, shout
Not
out
being
to
American.
yeah.
True.
Also, as well, shout out to Saltarian and his wonderful hair and mustache in the video.
Love that.
You see for a little minute, kind of implying the Copious car is just the Ministry car, or is it, you know, like.
They've had that for fucking years. How is
And
it
then
still
Neil's
running?
complaining about it, and the Copious like, "How dare you!" But yeah, I love that video, and the fact that only 2 people did it. You
Mm,
know, it's
yeah.
insane. Like such quality animation. Also, I love the little reference in that video to the Mirror on a Cross video, because whenever he's walking towards the phone at the beginning, when he turns forward with the phone in his hand, you can see Sister's green bra in his coat,
Yeah.
and I love that. Like, also as well, if anyone doesn't realize, that is the universal law, I think, that's supposed to be where he is, because like in the animated Mirror on a Cross video, you kind of see it as well. You see the Psycho house, and the motel. You know, that was supposed to be where Psycho was filmed. I think that house has moved around that lot quite a bit, so it has. They've deconstructed and rebuilt it and stuff. But I love that we reference to that. You know, also it doesn't make any sense because like they at one point they're at the Hollywood sign, and then the next they're at the Universal lot.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, they're going fast.
They're just all over Hollywood.
Yeah, it's great.
Any final last words? Oh, what song off Imperium do you think should have got a music video?
Right.
20s.
Yeah, but I think Respite for me is.
Oh! Imagine the Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah.
Watcher in the
That would
Sky.
be
Also,
so
I would have
cool.
liked one.
Yeah, Watcher, yes.
Mm.
Please.
Not Darkness in the Heart of My Love, because TikTok also made me hate that song because of it going, he's gonna die because he said when the summer dies at the beginning of it.
I think
Oh.
Kaizarian could have got like a very good like even if there's ever going to be a historical stock video, this
Yeah.
would have been the one like about like ancient Egypt and all that stuff. That'd have been sick.
I
Mhm.
would have loved to. I would love to know what his idea for a video for Kaisarian would have been if he got to make one.
Mm.
But he probably wouldn't say because he might use the ideas for something else. Because like every idea he hasn't used, he's like, I can use that maybe in the future.
Yeah.
I am all ears. The Ghost Fan.